All right, so I want to welcome everyone to Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont today. We're glad you're here, either online, our love streamers, or in person. And if you're a first-time guest, and we have Reverend Art Carter in the house, who's not a first-time guest, and I believe his daughter Tracy, I got that right, Tracy, I think it's the first time for you in our center. So we also have a gift for first-time visitors. It's How to Speak Science of Mind. And you hope you enjoy that book, but I probably don't need it. And Art certainly doesn't need How to Speak Science of Mind because he's been speaking and living it for decades. So very glad to have you in the house. He is the founding minister of this center many, many years ago. Thank you for being here today. We're graced by your presence. First-time guests, we have a welcome packet in the back. If you're a first-time guest, to tell you a little bit about what we're about. After service, every Sunday, we have a full lunch in Carter Hall, named after Art Carter. So in Carter Hall, we have a full lunch, and today it is Kung Pao chicken and sesame beef, and Debbie made homemade goulash. We had all kinds of good stuff back there, so good lunch today. So stay for lunch after service. We invite you to take a moment to silence your cell phone. We know that Spirit speaks in many ways, right? Through the airwaves and the transmissions and the televisions and the cell phone. But today we're going to invite Spirit to speak in the silence, in that technological silence and in that truth of the presence of Spirit. And so right now we'll go into our vision statement. And our vision statement is a world that works for everyone. And that's also the vision statement of our parent, our mothership, CSL Mothership International. And we like to say, the world works for everyone when it doesn't work for just anyone. It's not a world that's meant to work for any one person or any one country. It's meant to work for everyone all the time. And that's our message, and that's our vision. Our purpose, what's our purpose? What are we here to do and be and become? We're here to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And I always like to talk about that spiritual magnificence. Is that spiritual spark in your soul that becomes the spiritual flame in our heart, the flame of love in our heart, that then we presence as the light of love in this world. And that's the spiritual magnificence we are invited to purpose and presence and powerfully bring forth in this world. And our mission is transforming lives. And how do we do that? How do we transform our lives? That sounds like a really big project. But Science of Mind is not about projects. Science of Mind is about process, processing our way to the presence. And one of the ways we process all that stuff in our mind to find our way to the presence of the truth in our heart is one thought at a time. Because I know in my life, if I try and do it one day at a time, that's a really big bite. But if I do it one thought at a time, or one heartbeat at a time, or one breath at a time, I find I can handle it just fine. And so now we will go into our announcements. So Ross is going to come up and do our announcements today. And let's make...
Good morning and welcome. July announcements. Our special appreciation for Jean as our volunteer of the month, and we're wrapping up July. And we really appreciate, she's a great helper in the kitchen and just anything to be a service here at the center, and we appreciate that. Flower Ministry, the flowers this day were sponsored by Shauna Haywood, and she was unable to be here today, so they will be available for raffle after service. If you're interested in sponsoring the flowers, there's a sign-up sheet, our calendar in the hallway, and it's $40, and you can take them home or we'll raffle them off. And our next slide. How to Speak Science of the Mind, the book that Michael was just speaking of. We meet the first and third Sundays at 9 o'clock for a 1/2 hour. We pick a page and we have a great discussion of whatever comes up from the reading or whatever on your mind. About a dozen people, so it's become a really good and fruitful time. Good Grief Group, every Tuesday here in the sanctuary at 1 o'clock. Please come with anything that's heavy on your heart. I've been attending it for quite some time, and it's been a wonderful resource for me, and I know that it has moved other attendees as well. More Than We Seem. More Than Study Group is dark through August, okay? Doing the Thing, Walking the Talk. This is led by Adrian Madden, our practitioner, and it's a Science of Mind discussion group. We meet here in the sanctuary on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. And this wonderful book, this is very near and dear to me, You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Technically it's sold out, but talk to Reverend Michael if you want to join in, either in person or on Zoom, and we can see if you can he can make a space for you. It's on Mondays at 2:30 till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's a fabulous read. So even if you can't take the class, I encourage you to take the book home and read it on your own. It changed my life.
And I also have syllabus available for week 3, which will be tomorrow. They're in Carter Hall on the information station table. So I emailed them out, but if you weren't able to print them or want a printed copy, I printed copies of the syllabus for you in Carter Hall today.
Oh, a new member class coming up in August?
Date to be determined.
Determined. So we'll want to keep you informed of that. Coming up, be on a Saturday about noon, and we'll provide a lunch for you as well. So more information to come on that. Our Peace, Love, and Harmony Tea Party. Oh, this is the eye test. On Tuesday, August 4th, 12 to 2 here in the sanctuary. This is hosted by Emmy and a lot of volunteers, and we've done it before. It's a wonderful event. I encourage you to join up. It's $25, and there'll be a silent auction as well. Always after service, we have prayer available in the Om room, which is right behind me here, and that will be with Reverend Michael. So please don't leave anything heavy on your heart. That's available for you today. Hearing assistance devices are available in the back. You can see Chuck if you need some help with the hearing. And that's our announcements.
And now we'll have Yve go into our centering song.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not thy compassions, they fail not. As thou hast been now, forever will be. Summer and winter, springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, joined with all nature in manifold witness to thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. This is a song I sing on the freeway when I'm in the center lane with a truck on the right and a motorcyclist on the left. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand has provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Great is thy faithfulness, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hand has provided. Great Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
And now we'll have Rev. Beverly Brennan do our invocation.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Take a deep breath and move into the heart space as we recognize the sacred time, preparing our mind and our heart to receive the message from Reverend Dr. Michael Curcuru. Love is all there is. So turning inward and letting go of everything that has taken place before you entered into this sacred time. So centering yourself into this moment and recognizing the power of love moving through every cell of your body. Relaxing into this moment, being receptive, how spirit moves in and through every word, every thought. I recognize and know and give thanks and deep gratitude for this time. And I lovingly let it go. And we can all affirm, and so it is.
So it is. And so part of our work in our You Can Heal Your Life class by Louise Hay, part of our work is waiting. But waiting in the presence. Yve's song was beautiful about waiting. But what do? It's not waiting in time. It's waiting in the timelessness of presence. And as we wait in that timelessness of presence, we find ourselves wading through this place that may not be quite as familiar as the physical of the known, but it becomes the presence of that unknown. And in that presence of that unknown, where we are waiting in that presence, we find ourselves wading through all kinds of experiences, all kinds of expression of spirit. And as we wade, waiting in presence, we come to meet ourselves. And that's the journey of our Science of Mind teaching. That's the journey of our life on earth, and that's the journey of our spiritual presence. We come to meet the presence of who we are. And part of our work in Louise Hay's class from week 1 and continuing through this week is mirror work. And Ernest Holmes says, life is a mirror and reflects back to you your experience of life, the way you think into it. And so I was doing some mirror work this morning, trying to be a good student in this class, right, and learn what I'm supposed to learn and follow the syllabus. So I was doing some mirror work this morning before I came. It was kind of dark in the bathroom, getting ready to come here, and in the mirror. And all of a sudden, I noticed how green I was today. All I saw was green. And I thought, well, what's the message in this green? And then I thought, and I shared it with Yve, and Yve said, well, green is the green growing edge of becoming. Yes, it's the green growing edge of becoming. And then I thought of the jolly green giant, ho, 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 in the land of the jolly green giant. And then I thought of Kermit the Frog. It isn't easy being green. So I thought, what is this about? Is it about on the green growing edge of becoming, not easy being green in the grand land of the jolly green giant? And then I thought, and I came to, I thought, or the thought me, and then the thought fell away, and that's exactly how it should be. And I came to think of Shirley MacLaine and Out on a Limb, and she always talked about those chakras and how green was the vibration and the color and the vibrancy of love. It's one of our most powerful vibrations, and I thought, perhaps that's the green I'm supposed to be seeing. Not the green of the shirt or the green of the slacks before me, but the green of the color of my soul, and the green of the color of my heart, and the green of the color of my own growing edge of becoming, right here and right now, today. And so in that process of becoming the green growing edge of becoming, the talk title kind of dropped in. If you notice what we advertised on the website and on Facebook, it's not the talk title we're doing today, because that was the talk title on Thursday, and I don't remember what it is, but the talk title as of today is Alphabet Soup for the Soul. And so I'm going to invite you, how many remember this jingle? And if you remember the jingle, I invite you to sing along with me. It's good, good. That's what Campbell soups are, good. So what I want you to notice, what you're noticing in the mirror of your own becoming, in this moment of life before you, how programmed you are. There's nothing wrong with singing the Campbell's jingle, but realize how programmed we are with how we're supposed to respond. And so I thought about my favorite soup as a kid, and it was alphabet soup. What was your favorite soup as a kid? Did you have a favorite soup? Judy, shout it out. What was your favorite? I like chicken noodles, my second. That was my second. Alphabet was my first. Anybody else have a favorite soup when you were a kid? Yes. Oh, I love the mushroom too, and I put it on all the casseroles and all that good stuff, the green bean casserole. So everyone has their own favorite, and they have their own favorite because they made the choice when they went to the supermarket aisle. There are 20 cans of Campbell's soup, low salt and high salt and extra flavor and extra rich and golden mushroom and plain mushroom. There are so many labels to choose from in that soup aisle, and we get to choose, and that's our teaching, the power of choice. It even comes down to the power of choice of the soup we like to eat. And that's our teaching. And that's alphabet soup for the soul. Corinthians 10:13 shares this about the green growing edge of becoming. Well, it doesn't say that. I just said that about Corinthians. It talks about in the beginning. And it talks about in the beginning was the Word. Absolutely. And therefore, this is my thinking. And you don't have to buy into this. But I invite you to contemplate it. In my thinking, if in the beginning was the Word, there must have been letters to spell the word. And that's why we have alphabet soup today. And you can quote me on that in the press. Because in the beginning was the Word, and therefore there had to be letters. And where do those letters of the divine show up? Not just in Corinthians, but in my alphabet soup. Science of mind is a process. It's a process that brings us to the presence of remembering to remember. And what it invites us to remember is the power of Spirit's Word. When Spirit speaks its Word, it comes to pass. And so, in remembering to remember as one with our own, Spirit's Word as one with our own, I invite us to remember that the words we speak create the life we live. And so therefore, and thusly, and right here and now, I invite you as you go forth from this moment, as you go forth from this talk, as you go forth from Fellowship Lunch, as you go forth into the world this week, I invite you to speak confidently. I invite you to speak commandingly, and I invite you to speak consciously. Because how we speak creates the life we live. Now, how many of us have had a plan A in life? And sometimes plan A didn't quite work out. I saw a lot of people have their plan A, right? And it appeared not to work out. But when it appeared not to work out in science of minding, that what appears not to be working is working. So if it wasn't supposed to be the plan A that you thought it was, what was your plan B? And here's where we're going with our talk today, an alphabet soup for the soul. If plan A didn't work out, the alphabet has 25 more letters. Stay cool. Don't panic. Wait in the presence of Spirit. Wait forth in that presence of Spirit of knowing if plan A didn't work out. You got 25 more letters that can bring forth exactly the way you're supposed to work it out. And here's what happened in 1910. How many of us were here in 1910? No one. Okay. Some of us are close. Some of us are close to that, but no one was quite here in 1910. So the year was 1910. And this is what happened. Thomas Edison and his team were working on a new nickel-iron battery. Edison had conducted over 9,000 experiments without a working prototype coming into fruition. Nothing was working. When others expressed sympathy to Edison about the lack of results, Edison replied, "Results? Why, man, I've gotten a lot of results. I know 9,000 ways that my light bulb won't work." But Edison believed in his dream, and he spoke confidently about his dream, commandingly about his dream, and consciously about a dream, he spoke the words that empowered his dream, his plan A, despite everyone else saying fall back on plan B. Edison stuck with his plan A, and he spoke these words. I know, and I know that I know this will work. And that's why we have electric light today. Alphabet soup for the soul. I know, and I know that I know. So can you imagine in the process of science of mind, and science of mind is a process. It's a process that brings us to the presence, and it's a process that brings us to the presence of remembering to remember. And what it invites us to remember is that we are free to be exactly as we choose to be, the power of choice, whether it's in the supermarket aisle and Campbell's, or whether it's in our life and consciously, or whether it's in the power of our dreams come true. So we are free to be exactly who we choose to be. And our Science of Mind principle today that we're going to be sharing is freedom. It's one of our 10 principles. And the principle of freedom is stated this way. We are free to choose and to create our own life experience. And we are free to choose and to create our own life experience in that magnificence of the divinity within our humanity by the words that we speak confidently and commandingly and consciously. By speaking consciously, we break the bonds and the chains of humanity's boundaries. And by speaking confidently and compassionately and connectedly and consciously and commandingly, we soar on divinity's wings of love. And that's our journey of science of mind. That's the energy, the divinity within our humanity that we're present in, breaking humans' boundaries by soaring on divinity's wings of love. Ernest Holmes shares it this way. Spirit is all there is. Don't add anything to it. Don't subtract anything from it. Just be present with it. Just be present in the waiting of that presence of the silence of the moment. And Ernest Holmes shares spirit is all there is in this quote. He shares our whole practice is based on the concept that spirit is where we are, and that spirit is what we are, and spirit is all there is. Whatever appears wrong is not wrong. It is the wrong arrangement of what is right. I love that. I hadn't seen this quote. I love it. What appears to be wrong is not wrong. It is the wrong arrangement of what is right. And so what he's sharing with us in that quote, everything's always right. Everything's in divine right order. And if we can't see that in our human perspective, then Spirit invites us to open up and see beyond that which we can see in our humanity, so we can perceive from that awareness of our divinity that everything is perfectly unfolding, everything is present and powerful, everything is peaceful and calm and perfect exactly the way it is, despite the appearance that we might believe it's not. And so, in my life, here's how the wrong arrangement of what is right showed up. Think about it in your life. Take a moment. Think about it in your life where the wrong appearance showed up, and yet it was perfectly right. And so for me, the wrong appearance showed up in third grade spelling tests because I believed that friend should be spelled F-R-E-N-D. And when you didn't spell a word correctly, it showed up for the next 3 weeks on your quizzes to make sure you got it right. And for 3 weeks in a row, I spelled friend F-R-E-N-D. Phonetically correct, right? But not correct according to the rules of the world. And so my mom first taught me to spell my name with alphabet soup. She said, go get the letters of your name. And she taught me to spell my name with alphabet soup. This was my mom. Every life lesson was a learning experience. She had taught me, she present so much in me. And my life is so much the presence of her. And so much the presence of my dad, and so much of that presence is good. And I had to wait in the silence for 50 or 60 years before I could appreciate how much goodness my parents shared with me. One of the things she did on the 4th week of that spelling test was coming up, and she said, how do you spell friend? And she said, go to the alphabet soup and pull out the letters of friend, and I pulled out F-R-E-N-D. To which my mother said, friend ends in end, yet there's an I in between. So friend ends in N, but put an I in between the F-R and the E-N-D. Guess who passed the spelling test and got friend correct? All because my mom used alphabet soup as a teaching lesson. This is great teachers. This is great teachers. They teach beyond the ABCs of the classroom, and they bring you into the always be consciousness of that life experience we're living. And then my mom, I could not spell yellow. Look at yellow, Y-E-L-O, yellow, yeah? Well, I could go with Y-E-L-L-O, yellow, right? Phonetically. And my mom said, look at it this way. I want you to go to your soup and spell out yellow. And I spelled out Y-E-L-O. And she said, no, that's not it. And then I did Y-E-L-O-W. And she said, very good. But she said, I want you to remember this when that question comes up on your test today. Yellow has 2 L's parked side by side. 2 cars parking side by side. She said 2 L's parked side by side. Guess who aced their spelling test in 3rd grade? And so I want to thank you. I spelled thank you on a note to my grandparents one Christmas as one word. Thank you. It made sense to me. And my mom goes, thank you is 2 words, not one. And just remember, there's a space between thank and you. And I thank my mom for sharing that, because I would say to my mom today, thank you for teaching me to spell with alphabet soup. And yes, there is a space between thank and you. And that's the space where Spirit's grace drops in. So thank you, Mom, for creating a space between thank and you, because that's the space in my life that gratitude shows up, that grace shows up, that abundance shows up, that joy shows up. It's a joyous life. It's a joyous experience. Every day I can't wait to get up. Every day I can't wait to get on with it. And every day I can't wait to see how Spirit shows up in presence. And so here's the thank you to Carter Hall. Chuck was here to witness this. So Chuck is the witness of this spiritual moment. Always good to have a witness. We're putting out the crock pots, the heating pots for our lunch day. And we have like 6 crock pots out there. And we didn't have enough plugs. So Ross went to a drawer and found a triple plug. Okay, so we had enough plugs. But the 6 crock pot, there's no way to make that cord reach to the plug. So we're going to have to put it by the sink, or by the sink. There was a plug. And Chuck's standing there getting coffee, and all of a sudden I go, oh my gosh, I did not think my way to this. I let Spirit drop in this space of not knowing. We do the crock pots this way. And I turned the crock pots this way. They all fit. All the cords plugged in. There's plenty of room. And I said, Chuck, I just had a spiritual moment. He kind of looked at me and I said, look, spiritual moments for me are not the vision of Christ appearing. They're not the Red Sea parting. They're turning their crock pots in a different direction. And I'm telling you, I experienced the power of Spirit moving in. I did not move those crock pots. My hands were guided to move those crock pots. Where do you experience Spirit? How exciting is that? I mean, you're all looking at me like, so you turned a crock pot. I didn't turn a crock pot, I turned a corner in consciousness. And I turned a corner in consciousness to turning it over and to letting Spirit move in as and through me. Thank you, Mom, for creating a space between thank and you. So the crock pots fit perfectly. They're all plugged in. There's always enough power. Power is always within our reach. We just might have to turn in a different direction. And that space that drops in is the space between my humanity and my divinity. And 2, it's the space I'm learning to make as one. How do I bridge that space between my humanity and my divinity? And I do it by building bridges and not by burning them. Science and mind is a process that brings us to the presence of remembering to remember. We are free to be exactly as we choose to be, and science and mind invites us to be the divinity within our humanity. And so I was in a Beyond Belief class. I cannot tell you how many years ago at CSL Palm Desert. One of the first classes I took, and we had to do, quote, a vision board. And I didn't want to do a vision board. And I love Palm Desert because you didn't have to do what you didn't want to do. You got to create something else. They never said the assignment's a vision board. They said the assignment's whatever is going to bring you into that visionary awareness. And so I dropped into this visionary space, and I created what I called a soulphabet. And a soulphabet for me was the soulphabet of an alphabet in which A is not for apple, and G is not for God, and the word hope is spelled as love. And that became my alphabet, and that became my project for this class. And I went through and I redefined every letter of the alphabet. A is for awakening. B is for beyond belief, and that's what we're talking about today. I believe there aren't enough plugs. I believe the cords aren't long enough. I believe I'll never connect with that spiritual presence. And so I wrote this for the letter B. B is for beyond belief. Beliefs are false truths and not truths at all. Truth is knowing beyond direct revelation divine. It's the taste on the lips from a carpenter's cup of sliced sweetness and wine. Stop believing, stop thinking, start being. Place the crockpots in a different position. And I wrote this about consciousness. C is for cosmic consciousness. Cosmic consciousness is not the spiritual path that we're on, or who's ahead or behind. It's the state of the stateless when you're out of your mind. And when someone tells you you're out of your mind, say thank you so much. You have no idea how long I've been working to get there. You know, there's a story of a very aware monk. And he goes to a mountaintop and he hides out for 20 years getting away from society because he just wants to be in that peaceful presence, in that waiting presence of silence, to arrive at that presence of spirit between the thank and the you. And that drops in and he touches that spiritual presence and he's calm and he's peaceful and he's loving. And he goes, I got it on the mountaintop. Finally, I got it. And he comes down to his village at the base of the mountain and there's a parade going on celebrating some event in the town. And a little kid backs up and steps on his foot and he goes, why did you step on my foot? And yells at the kid. And he goes, oh, I'm not there yet. And he goes back up to the mountaintop to pray some more. This teaching is a process, and it's a process of becoming our loving self. So when someone steps on your foot, you realize you stepped on someone's foot at some point in your life, and you go with it peacefully and presently and lovingly, and you bring hope to that situation. And we spell hope L-O-V-E. You bring love to that situation. And then as we bring love to every situation, as we recreate and not react, it's just a blissful place to be. Creativity is everywhere. Creativity is everywhere powerful, everywhere present, everywhere purposeful. It's joyful, and it's flowing, and it's so colorful, and so beyond borders, and so beyond shapes and forms that we know. It will take you to a place of peaceful presence. And so finally, in my alphabet for the soul, F is for freedom. Freedom is letting go of everything and nothing. A letting go of letting go. A letting go of even God and of embracing the I am. And that's been our talk today. The freedom of our Science of Mind teaching is knowing. Science of Mind is a process that brings us to the presence of remembering to remember. What did you remember to remember today? Did you remember your favorite soup? Did you remember somewhere where you placed a crock pot a little bit differently? Did you remember to remember that that source of infinite power and infinite presence and infinite possibility is always within your reach? Because you never have to reach any further than within. All of that power, all of that presence, all of that eternity, it's within. You don't need an extension cord. You don't need anyone else's approval. All you need is your acceptance that Science of Mind is about the awareness of awakening. And in the word awareness is the answer. Awareness is the answer. And in the word awareness is the answer. All there is love. We're free to be exactly as we choose to be. And so in conclusion today, good, good. That's what Campbell soups are, good. So what's your favorite soup? Mine was alphabet soup because it taught me to spell my name, to spell friend correctly, and I want you to know I spelled it here F-R-E-N-D, and spell correct didn't get it. Can't always count on spell correct. Where's my mom when I need her? And to come to see the alphabet in a consciously connected way, to see it not as a defined alphabet, but as an infinite soulphabet, an infinite soulphabet in which hope is spelled as love, in which love is all there is. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Tell me what you think of me. Do you remember learning your letters and saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, N, T, U, V, W, X, N, Y, and Z. Now I've said my ABCs, tell me what you think of me. How many did that for their grandparents when you learned your letters? Oh my God, look at the hands, look at the hands. So what I want you to know, Science of Mind is a process of not giving a darn what people think about you because you could spell your letters, but coming from the divine of knowing. You can choose any letters from your alphabet soup, and you can spell any word from that alphabet soup, and the words you choose to spell from your alphabet soup will create the life you live. The letters are yours to arrange in any order you choose. The way you arrange the letters will determine the life you live. Thank you so much, Mom, for serving alphabet soup in a way that I came to learn my letters that serve me. And as they serve me, they serve the world when I come to spell the word H-O-P as L-O-V-E. Ernest Holmes shares this. Our whole practice is based on the concept that spirit is where we are, and that spirit is what we are, and spirit is all there ever is. Whatever appears wrong is not wrong. It is the wrong arrangement of what is right. So whatever appears wrong in your life, knowing it's only the wrong arrangement of the way you think about it and the way you talk about it and the way it shows up in your life. It's perfectly the way it's supposed to be. So I invite you to arrange the letters of your alphabet, to buy a can of alphabet soup tonight, and to think about the letters you want to choose from that alphabet soup tonight to spell and create the life you want to live. And so ends our talk, and so begins our work. And now we'll have Reverend Beverly do a benediction, and then Eve doing our post-talk song.
So as we come to the end of this service and we recognize and know that we could create a new beginning, a new life through using alphabet soup. And so knowing that each and every letter that is profoundly made for spelling your name, knowing how to create a new life for yourself, absolutely is through the soul part of alphabet soup. So recognizing, knowing that we have open mind and open heart, so we've learned how to appreciate the soul of alphabet soup in our life. And I recognize this as being the greatest truth, and so together we can affirm, and so it is.
Alphabet soup. I really liked it. My mom used to make, take a pound of hamburger and onions and cook it up for our birthday and put alphabet soup in it and make sloppy joes. It was really hard getting the alphabets out, though. And we talk about remembering. I'm gonna sing a song, and I'd like the choir to back me up. Many of you online have heard the choir in the weeks that I've been here. This is a great song, and it's everybody, the choir's looking at me going, which one? but you'll recognize it. Oh, that's too loud. And I think it goes with Pastor. It was a good sermon today, Pastor, by the way. A really good one. Would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar? Or be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a mule? A mule is an animal with long, fluffy ears. He kicks up at everything he hears. His back is brawny and his brain is weak. He's just plain stupid with a stubborn streak. And by the way, if you hate to go to school, you may grow up to be a mule. Would you like to swing? That's your part, choir. Or would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar? And be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a pig? A pig is an animal with dirt on his face. His shoes are a terrible disgrace. He has no manners when he eats his food. Oh, I dated that guy. He's fat and lazy and extremely rude. But if you don't care a feather or a fig, you may grow up to be a... Or would you like to swing on a star? Come on, choir. Carry moonbeams home in a jar? Or be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a fish? A fish won't do anything but swim in a brook. He can't write his name or read a book. To fool the people is his only thought. And he's slippery, but he still gets caught. But then if that's this were the life you wish, you may grow up to be a fish. Or would you like to swing on a star? Ba-da-da-da-da, carry moonbeams home in a jar? Or be better off than you are? Oh, there's no other verse. And all the monkeys aren't in the zoo. Every day you meet quite a few. So you see, it's all up to you. You can be better than you are. You could be swinging on a star. You could be swinging. What happened? Well, you didn't get that last verse. All the monkeys aren't in the zoo. Every day you meet quite a few at Walmart. So you see, it's all up to you. You can be better than you are. You could be swinging on a star. This is a big ending, everybody. You could be swinging on a star. Ba-do-ba-da-da-da-da.
Thank you, Yve. And Yve is now going to be with us every fourth Sunday. So she's become part of our regular musical team. So I'm thrilled that she is supporting our music team, bringing her energy and her presence here, and reminding me that green is the color of growth. Thank you. Thank you for that. And so I invite our ushers to come forth today. And as I read this, and you can begin the collection. And so I invite us to read this together. If you're online, I invite you to read it at home. I give and receive freely and generously with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is. If you're watching online, go to cslbeaumont.org. There's a donate button in the upper right-hand corner. You can Zelle 951-845-6328. You can text GIVE 951-420-6909.
Something awesome and incredible, where only He can get the glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. God is doing something wonderful in me. Something awesome and incredible, where only He can get the glory. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful in me. Did you want me to finish it? So wonderful, choir, so wonderful, so marvelous, so marvelous, so beautiful, so beautiful. God is doing it on the inside. God is doing it on the inside, and it's showing up on the outside, and it's showing up on the outside. God is doing something wonderful, incredible and awesome. God is doing something wonderful in me. Okay, I'm done now. Amen.
And so knowing that that's something wonderful that Spirit is doing within, it's creating a whole new way to see the alphabet as a soulphabet, and to present that soulphabet as the love in our heart, as the light of love that we show in this world. And so knowing that, we now gather in a circle. We stand, gather in a circle, and hold hands. If you're here for the first time, if you'd like to remain seated, if you're more comfortable, we invite you to join us in consciousness. So if you're more comfortable remaining seated, do that. And He will guide us and lead us. And yes, there is peace on earth. So if you're comfortable, join us. If not, remain seated. Join us in consciousness and sing along. The lyrics are on the screen. Come this way.
Ready? Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let
There is peace on earth,
peace that was
was meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. We will walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. And so we thank you for being here today. The gift of your presence is the greatest gift you can share with CSL Beaumont. We're delighted Reverend Art Carter, who is a founding member and minister of the center, visited us today. We hope to see you again. Good seeing you smile a little during the talk and singing in tune with the ending song. So we're so glad you're here today. And I want to invite everyone, and each of us and all of us, to stay and join in fellowship and community. We have a wonderful lunch out there. Debbie made homemade goulash, and we've got sesame chicken and all kinds of stuff out there. So join us for lunch, and join me for prayer in the Om Room, which is now reorganized, and Ross cleaned it out in a spick and span. So join me in the Om Room if you have anything on your heart that you'd like to go from that closeness of your heart into the openness of your heart, come join me in the prayer room, and then we'll do lunch. So lunch, prayer, good to see you. Come back.
Good to see you. Me, this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my song. Take each other in peace eternal.